After we take the soil samples in the field, we bring them back to the lab for processing. The first step in the processing is breaking down the soil samples, and then the second step will be adding the wax moth larvae to them. So what we do is we take our cup of our soil, we pop all the lids off of the large and the small. Right now I only have the large cups in front of me. But what we do is we take a cup of soil, we take a fork that's been sterilized prior, we just go ahead and we break down the soil into smaller pieces. We don't want the big pieces left over from the core because it's harder for the nematodes to actually attack the worm. So we try to spread it out as much as possible without crushing the soil as much as possible. Once we're done with the fork, again, we're just doing some sterilization. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm holding up the soil to kind of show you what it looks like because you had a before picture of the field sample. So now we'll have a series of these in a row. Next thing, like I said, is to add some waxworm. So we get these waxworm moth larvae in cups like this with about 250 in sawdust. We get them from a couple of suppliers throughout the Midwest. And basically, next thing you do is we take the Galeria, we separate it from the sawdust. So we just have Galeria left over. And I keep calling Galeria waxworm, they're both the same thing. I just tend to call it Galeria versus waxworms all over and over. And for the large cups that we have, we will add 10 of the Galeria. So I'll just throw 10 in randomly. And once they have them in there, I'll take some water. I'll just squirt it down to add some moisture. If the soil samples are really wet, then I don't worry about the extra moisture. But if they're dry like they have been lately, then definitely we want to add some water. We return the lid on the cup, and then we go ahead and we stack them on our shelves, as you can kind of see here. We have a bunch of different samples on the shelves based on the locations of the various orchards that we've been sampling in. And as we put them on the shelves, they will remain there for a 7-day period. During that 7-day period, any nematodes that are in the soil samples that we've collected will hopefully attack and kill the Galeria. And in that attacking, they will release a bacteria which will kill the waxworms inside the cup, and it will change them a different color. The different colors represent the different bacteria and the strain of nematode. If the nematodes are a light color, then they will be infected by Steinernema carpocapsae. If they were infected with a Steinernema feltii species, they will be more of a dark color. And there's a couple examples right here of that. The darker ones are, you can see they're almost a blackish color. And those again are the Steinernema. And the carpocapsae ones are more of a tan color. They're slightly off what the Galeria look like when they come out of the cups themselves. So once the samples have been on the shelves for a 7-day period, I will take them out. I'll take the lid back off again. I will go through the cup itself, and I will be searching for those 10 Galeria or the 5 Galeria if I'm looking at the smaller cups. I am looking to find any death that is caused by the nematodes themselves. And if I do, again, I'm looking for the 2 characteristic colors, either the light tan or the dark brownish color. And what I'll do is then I write it down on a piece of paper that for that particular soil sample, how many were alive in the sample, how many were dead in the sample, and how many were infected by the nematode species that we were looking for based on the application that we had done in the past.